Hey everybody, what is going on, guys? And welcome back. Welcome everybody. Today I want to listen to Crypto King's important discussions to be had. Let's fix this. It's today at 6 p.m. It's about to start. So go ahead and grab something, get comfy because I want to listen everything, guys. And of course, taking a look at the price of LUNC and everything. It's right here and it's coming down as we speak. So welcome aboard. Still is not there yet. I'm just waiting. Welcome. Pretty interested to see how this is gonna play out. I'm always down for some cool and delicious discussions. There it is. I don't hear anything. Hmm. Where's my audio? Go ahead and refresh this baby. Hmm. Where's the audio? Let me see if my phone is picking it up. Here it is.
Welcoming everyone else up to see if they maybe have a different point of view on that. But that's why I wanted to make this space. Is what we're seeing
Test.
right now is more people are deciding to transact Terra Classic on exchanges, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because some exchanges are earning some Terra Classic, but none of them are earning 1.2%. So my question is the 1.2% tax scaring people away from actually wanting to transact on chain? Because over 95% of people decide to transact on exchanges, right, where the 1.2% tax isn't. And
what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So
I also wanted to mention is that CZ Binance, he's actually come out and said this himself. He said, if I went ahead and implemented the 1.2% burn tax on Binance, my exchange,
Where's my audio? What's up, guys? Where is my audio here? That's so crazy. Audio on the computer is not coming in for the Twitter space. That shouldn't be the case. Huh.
We just need to be aligned as a community and all need to know what the risks and rewards are either way. So, Jerry, I want to invite you up to just give your thoughts on this. Whatever you do have, Matt Smart, you can also go ahead and too.
I'm just going to say something, and then Matt's probably going to piggyback off of what I say because I think we think alike. So there's been less volume in the market, crypto market as a whole, and I think we lost a lot of hype after a while when it first started. So I don't think we can measure that the 1.2% tax
Why
is
is he not picking
necessarily
it up?
reducing volume on chain, because I think the same amount of volume exists. There's just less excitement. People have already bought their bags, and maybe they're just kind of holding right now. So everybody in the community that votes anyway, they're still for the 1.2%. Now there are issues in the back end where maybe they need to change how they implement the 1.2% tax, and they are looking at those issues, whether they're going to distribute it differently or do something differently with it. But those things aren't official or out yet as a proposal, so I have no solid opinion on that specifically. However, when it comes to any of the issues that we have between Terra Rebels specifically, there is a disconnect in communication, and we'll get into that later. What I feel, and a couple other people here feel.
So
what the solution
weird.
to that is. But Matt, go ahead.
It's not picking the audio.
Before you speak, I just want to address one quick point, if that's okay. Yeah, sure, man. And then you can go. So I just wanted to address one point, Jerry. So part of the on-chain research I was doing and looking back on this, I was looking a lot in August at the actual volume that we were seeing in Terra Classic as a whole. And I very recently made a video on this because back in August 14th, what we saw was about 140 billion on-chain Luna Classic traded around, right? And on that very same day, we had in total 100 billion USD volume across everything, off-chain, on-chain, just in total across Terra Luna Classic in US dollar volume, right? For that specific day, obviously that's three times less Terra Luna Classic that was being transacted as a whole, right, off-chain and on-chain. But there's over 10 times more Terra Luna Classic that was being traded on-chain back then compared to if we look at today. And today we have 3 times more US dollars volume in Terra Luna Classic. So there definitely is a big shift there. And I think that does need to be addressed a little bit because more people are buying Terra Luna Classic than they were back in August, but there is way less people that are actually going ahead and actually transacting on-chain. And that's a really important point as well. So I just wanted to point that out. The data is there, and I welcome everyone who's in this Twitter space to go to Terra Station, go look, or you can watch my video if you want me to just go ahead and dissect it there. It's really hard for me, obviously, to do that while on a Twitter space just because I can't show you guys the visuals. But that is a very important point to mention.
You can pin it up on top.
That's true, but the one issue is the
Hey, welcome back. Tech
So if you open up
There's my
Terra
audio.
Station, the way that the Genesis
Blade
graph
here.
is,
You know these.
is shown,
There's my audio.
it's really difficult to see.
I mean, just that
these
link
older
to
ones.
YouTube video.
Oh yeah, I can 100% do that. Yeah, for sure. And absolutely, yeah, that's a great point. The YouTube video, yeah, that's really good.
It's not picking the audio.
Line that is
What?
speaking, so people can look at that because I do think it definitely is worth like just talking.
That's
about.
so weird.
I definitely do see what you're saying.
I don't know.
Yeah, like you were saying, alignment. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but yeah, Matt's Market, I do want to make sure that you get a chance to speak here as well.
So frustrating. What I wanted to do, guys, basically, I wanted to let you listen this, but I always come to Twitter Spaces and the audio is on. It's not on right now for some reason. I have no idea why. So sad. I'm so sad, honestly. So sad. So sorry. Oh, I need to follow him? Nah. Wait, I mean, that's fine, but no.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you're 100% right about that. Obviously, we don't want to make any drastic changes too soon. That would just probably cause
It's
more
not
confusion
working.
and people that are upset in the community. And that's a great point as well. I think having the conversation open now is good because obviously if we all
Start spamming the.
right, we're looking at how much US dollars is coming into Terra Luna Classic, how much is on chain.
Frustrating. Frustrating.
Let's just say over the course of the next couple of weeks.
Anyway.
4 weeks. Then we can start looking at addressing it then. I'm just looking at the data now. And the clear thing that I see is that there's more US dollars coming into Terra Luna Classic, but there is way less on-chain Terra Luna Classic being transacted. It's very clear. And we don't need to do anything about it right away. We definitely do need more data. I think you're 100% right on that. I think we should be open to this conversation because ideally we do want as many people to feel comfortable transacting on our blockchain as possible, right? It's not great for the future outlook of our blockchain if people aren't comfortable transacting on it because they feel that the fees are too high or they'd rather go somewhere else because the fees are lower.
It works. My mic works. This is not rated. Do you guys hear this, right? Give me a thumbs up. You guys can listen.
Yeah, so I was just going to say that I think it's way too early to tell, as Matt and Jerry said. The 1.2% burn tax that some folks have been talking about, in the background, there's sort of a bit of a potential issue with some applications that's being looked at. And hopefully addressed. That's like a typical application deployment. You deploy an update, you're going to find a bug, you're going to identify it as an issue or bug. It's going to get floated up to the development team. They're going to look at it and then they're going to fix it. So I'm not particularly concerned about that. What I would say though, and I'd urge caution in the research, is saying that everybody's not trading on chain, because if you think about the volume, how many wallets is that's trading on a daily basis? Like, you almost have to segment it out to understand who's not moving their funds on and off chain. And I'd suspect that it's probably going to be, I haven't looked specifically at that particular data set, but I have looked at the volume. And to Matt and Jerry's point, yeah, the crypto space is slower. It hasn't really been very long. That initial hype that was there may have slowed down a bit. But I think the key is that if you ask yourself who would be impacted most by the 1.2% burn tax, and if you're holding a bag in there that's $500 to $1,000 USD, or even 10,000, you're probably not so fussed, right? But if you're a whale, you've got big
.com, the world's fastest.
There it is. There's Saudi on Twitter.
Bitcoin has been trading in a.
To take a guess, I would guess that that's probably.
There's a problem on Twitter right now. I'm trying to play this.
Giant whales. And the question becomes, how much of an issue is it really? Like, is it really a giant issue? How much of an issue is it really? Like, is it really a giant issue if instead of 100 billion, we're now moving 25, 35, 40 billion a day, or 25 billion, or whatever? Like, how much of an issue is it really? What's the impact?
Yeah, I think that's an excellent question, and you brought up tons of good points there. I think, obviously, there are a lot of whales, and I think that most of these whales are choosing right now to hold on exchange. Actually, from what I've seen, most of the whales are holding the bigger whales. They choose to hold on exchanges like Bull BNB, for example. He holds on Binance. He makes that very clear. And I think that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, if you're a whale and you're not moving often, or maybe you are, you probably want to go somewhere that has lower fees. It just makes sense to do so. And I think that just kind of goes back to the point with Binance and CZ and him not wanting to implement the 1.2% burn tax himself, because he said it himself. If he did that, everyone would just go to the other exchanges that don't have the 1.2% burn tax, right? That's why he's not doing it. And I don't see, I guess, if we're keeping it on chain, right? If we're keeping our burns on chain at 1.2%, I do think overall, I think that it could not have affected really that bigly at the end of the day. Like, there won't be that big of an effect overall, to the point that you were saying there. And yeah, it's a good point you bring up with that. Like, I guess overall, the main thing that I think about when I think about that is that a lot of the different applications that we have, like a lot of the NFT collections, a lot of the apps that are being built, and the issues that we're experiencing there right now with smart contracts and them getting charged a lot, I think those issues are more pressing, because obviously with the way that everything's set up right now, a lot of these guys are running into a lot of problems where they're being charged a lot, and it's becoming more difficult for developers to actually build and provide applications. So perhaps the answer might be just to solve those issues first, and then we can kind of see what the on-chain analytics look like from there. And I'm very open to everything that you guys are saying here. And Matt's Market, feel free to speak up again. I know you had your hand up there.
Yeah, I was just commenting, wanted to say what Lunc Burn Army was saying. I think of the 1.2% tax kind of like a whale deterrent on Binance, And yeah, I was expecting volume to slow down a little bit. But it's really going to take, me personally, I'm thinking 6 months. I would like to see a whole pool of data before we would make any collective changes as a community.
And one thing just quickly to add, again, I'd urge real caution in saying that it's causing other developers more difficulty to come onto chain, because that could be a non-issue. It really, there's specifically one use case right now that is having a challenge, and it's getting floated up to the devs, and they're going to look at it. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Like, if there's a specific issue and a specific use case, you want to fix that use case and that issue. You don't want to say, oh my gosh, the whole thing, like, you don't want to panic and say the whole thing is an issue. No developer is going to want to work with this. Like, you really want to be careful about that and make sure that it's well understood exactly what the issue is, that multiple other developers have looked at it, right? Because sometimes it could just be user error, right? Like, one developer might run into a brick wall where another developer says, hey, have you looked at it this way? The Terra Rebels team themselves might look at an issue like that, and they might say, hey, you know what, you've caught an issue. We need to make a slight tweak to our the way that we're handling the smart contract, and problem resolved. You know what I mean? So like I said, you don't want to, like, I think what Matt was saying, like 6 months to me, and I work in the tech industry. I deploy applications. I'm a project manager, and I started my career as a developer. So like, um, I deal with stuff like this all the time. So to me, you just want to be very careful if you say other applications are going to have a hard time coming over, because I'm not sure if that's the case or not.
Hey, and
Oh, that's fair. I just want to address real quick, and then you can go, Matt. So yeah, I think we're actually on the same page, Lunacy, Burn Army. I just I want to make that clear, because I did actually. I'm realizing now that I probably misspoke a little bit earlier. I was referring to the when I was referring to the issue on chain, I wasn't talking about the burn tax. I was talking about. I was speaking with Vegas a little bit on Terra Rebels, and he was saying that certain developers, they were having issues like implementing, like, I guess the tax burn for themselves, and that was causing some internal issues. And just getting them connected with the right parties at Terra Rebels would very easily solve that problem. And I know a fair amount of people are experiencing that particular issue. I don't know the full on technical details behind that exactly, but I was talking about solving that particular problem before really further analyzing the 1.2% burn tax, just to
Yeah,
see if
and
that's what makes sense. Yeah.
to your point, it might be an issue of documentation, right? Like, these guys the developers have been working around the clock, and they've had bigger issues to solve. And when you're a developer, having clear documentation and like understanding exactly how to do something, so for sure, you might be right. Like, it might be a challenge to figure it out, but the solution isn't necessarily what some people are saying, oh, let's either reduce the tax or let's get rid of it altogether. It might just be to create like a clear step-by-step document saying, hey, here's new developer, here's exactly how this contract works, here's how the tax works, here's how you can integrate it with your code, and things like that. It's definitely something, I think, across the board documentation needs to be updated, but I suspect that those guys have just been so busy working around the clock that that's been a challenge.
Oh, you're 100% right in that. Yeah, I mean, I speak to these guys all the time, and they have so little time for anything. It's unreal. We're talking like 10, 12-hour days consistently, and I would 100. I appreciate what Terra Rebels is doing so much because of that. Because people don't really see the work that they do every single day, right? Like, it's not as apparent because they're not as vocal. They're not with talking to the community as much because they simply do not have time to do so. But when they do, obviously, people are appreciative. So that's a good point, and I do appreciate you mentioning all that. Now, Jerry, I see that you've had your hand up for a hot minute. I want you to come up and speak your mind.
Oh, so I was just going to touch on two things. First, the psychology of what we're experiencing, right? The market psychology and what people do when, a change comes. So you have a point, but I also have to admit that this isn't just it's a multivariate analysis. It's not just one thing that's causing this to happen. It's multiple things. It's the macro situation. It's the less volume. It's also like the whales. You can say that. I mean, there's so many factors involved that it's a multivariate analysis, which is why Matt said, we need a lot of data to be able to figure it out. And it's not going to be like a thing that we can isolate and solve in one fell swoop. And then the second point I was going to make is just about programming, what Luna Burn Army was saying, is because when you have a program and everything's working exactly how it should, and you have 10 different functions in that program, and I'm just using that for example, you make one change to one of those programs that interact with each other, now you might be dealing with bugs in all the other 9 of them. And then you fix one bug, and now you create another bug on another one. So it's like this feedback loop that just keeps happening over and over again. And that's very hard to deal with when you're crunched for time and you're fixing other problems. So it's a learning curve. And as far as the less volume on chain, I think that anytime you make a change in an organization or make a change in anybody's daily life, and for our purposes here, it's our daily life of trading Lunc on chain, right? That's a change. So people they have to have time to adapt to that. And I think over time, that adoption of that change will be accepted. I mean, most people do accept it. I tell you what, if you stake your Luna Classic, that 1.2% means nothing. It will not even dent your bag. But if you're just sitting it there waiting off chain, you're not getting any interest on it either, but you're not paying that 1.2%. So it's up to people to make up their own mind. Cool thing is if they're using Binance, which everyone's going to be attracted to because they're the ones that are typically got the cheaper prices, right? And they're the ones doing the burn. They're not making the customer, take that hit. It's brilliant. They're attracting more customers, and maybe somebody did move their stuff from Terra Station over there because they wanted to, but that's their choice. I mean, I think once we get more time, people will get more used to it. But Matt, go ahead. That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
Thanks, Terry. Yeah, Matt, go ahead.
So yeah, look, let's say 6 months down the road, we fast forward, we look at the data, we say, okay, look, volume is down. We need something to boost morale. I'd be totally 100% open to possibly lowering that tax fee to help boost volume on the chain. Now, um, I think a lot's going to happen in that time period, though. I think projects are going to come along. They're going to get through the vetting process. And we're going to start burning more through projects coming onto the blockchain. So I think a lot's going to happen. 6 month period is a pretty good time frame to kind of gauge something, and I would be open to lowering it if that's what the data shows at that time.
Cool. That's good. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm just happy we can have these open conversations, right? And I'm learning a lot from this as well as I hope everyone else is who's in here. Because, yeah, I mean, obviously there's no easy answer here, right? And we have to keep it kind of taking it day by day and looking at the analytics and the data. And there's no way that we can holistically say it's this thing or that thing or the other thing because, well, frankly, the information isn't fully there yet, which I think is, it's great that we all can come here and talk about this. So my question to you guys is, what should we be pushing to do in the meantime in your guys' point of view? Do you think that because right now what we're seeing is most people are deciding to trade on exchanges, should we just be pushing for more people to be using Binance because they're actually supporting the burn? Or how do we go about this? Because here's one thing that I've noticed is we've been pushing very hard for, all these different exchanges to list Luna Classic. And I understand these things take time. But just the other day, we did have Coinbase list LunC with over 150,000 tweets. And they're not even acknowledging our existence whatsoever, right? Which can be a little bit disheartening for some community members. So I'm asking this question for some of you guys in here. Yeah, and LunC, I see you have your hand up, LunC, Burn Army. You feel free to.
So yeah, I was just going to say, I was going to put a question back. What's the main goal? And if the main goal right now, there's a roadmap, right? And the main goal has been to reduce supply. So to me, if one particular organization is not supporting that, is not supporting the community's goal, then it's no hard feelings against that particular organization. But somebody like Binance, who is supporting it, hey, I think, my opinion, like for myself, I would personally move my funds to Binance because I want the supply to get reduced, because as the supply gets reduced, my bag is going to be worth more. So it's just for me, I would personally go to Binance. Further to that, I would educate, the folks out there what the benefits of staking on Luna Station are, and then they can evaluate, oh, maybe I want to keep 25% of my holdings on Binance so I can do some, everybody's different, right? Like maybe somebody does some little bit of trading here and there, but 75% I'm going to stake. Or it all depends on the use case of the individual. But yeah, to me, I think if the goal is to reduce supply, you support the folks that are helping you achieve your goal, right?
100% agree with that. Yeah. I mean, if I'm holding on any exchange, which I'm not, I'm holding on Terra Station right now, but if I am, it's on Binance right now because they're supporting it. They have the best fees, right? So that's a great point. Jerry, go ahead.
All I was going to say is that there's a bit of a communication barrier, and we discussed it really early this morning in a space I was in with DST. He's down there, and we already organized another team, and we're going to start implementing a constitution for Luna Classic. And what does that mean? Well, we don't have a CEO to operate with, so essentially we have to disseminate authority over all these teams instead of constantly asking permission for this and that, right? So having a constitution and essentially like a code of conduct on what we can and cannot do in these teams, but it gives us the authority to make some decisions so that it takes a lot of pressure off of Terra Rebels, because they should be concentrating on coding. And that's exactly what they're doing for the most part. But if they're doing these leadership roles and they're having to come out and talk and explain everything, it's not very efficient. And the whole the term of decentralized governance is holacracy. There's a company called Zappos that uses it, and we're going to follow their model, and we're going to there's already a constitution written on holacracy.org that we can change if we need to, and then we can propose this whole entire movement to the entire community and see what they think about it. But essentially, no one's going to be the sole dictator in the whole entire organization. We're just going to have a bunch of teams that are really good at what they do, and organizing this and getting everything set, having a vision, having mission, and having our values and everything established is going to help us look down in front of us and get to a goal versus what do we do, and then we have all these huge meetings that we have and we talk but nothing gets done, right? So we require more action, and having those smaller teams is going to provide extra efficiency. And Lunkburn Army is a project manager, and he's a part of that team. He has lots of insight on it. DST has a background in leadership organization as well. So do I. I was in the military. And we have Chrissy down there that has a lot of business contacts, and she has a lot of business development type experience. So, I mean, we have a small team right now that we're going to start doing this. And we're going to try to do it as fast as possible, obviously, because there's a lot of things we have to get accomplished as a community. And we already know what the roadmap is for the devs, right? Well, now we need to organize and make everything more efficient. And I don't know, Matt, I don't know I hope you don't say this, but I know we're tweeting at these exchanges that don't care. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to be supporting Binance and MEXC because I think they're the only two exchanges that support us. If there's another one, you can let us know. But I mean, there's a lot of tiny exchanges that have zero volume as well that are just trying to jump on board the Lunc train as well. But that's all I got for now.
Hey, Jerry,
Cool.
I 100% agree with you, bro. We need to support Binance a lot more than reaching out to like KuCoin. Now, what I will say about Coinbase and King, I've been watching your data. You posted, I think, last week or a couple days ago about Coinbase buying. I've been doing my own research, man. I'd like to hook up in the back channels if you get some time, and we can kind of share collective data. I'd like to show you what I'm seeing and, make sure you're seeing the same thing. But I do have an associate. I wouldn't really call him an insider. He works for Coinbase. I've been friends with him for a long time, but he doesn't really give me any insider information, nothing like that, no conspiracy. But what he did tell me is they are looking at it. And you don't get 150,000 tweets in a week's time period and not pay attention to it. I just think they're collectively moving in the background silently and going to make their deciding factors about how to go about it. If they do list it, it's still not a certain. So I think if they are moving in that direction, and I do believe there are talks right now for that to happen, I expect them to be silent, and I just really hope that they do come through with something good for the Lunc community when they do announce the news, if it comes.
Yeah, I agree there, and I think there's nothing wrong with us, of course, going out there and mentioning Luna Classic, getting it trending, doing all these wonderful things. I think that there's more power in the awareness that brings to the Luna Classic community than even if these exchanges actually go ahead and burn the Luna Classic itself. Because I mean, if we look at it, we already have the biggest exchange in the world, and also the number one Luna Classic holder by far, burning Luna Classic, which is Binance, right? And so I really agree with you guys, and this is what I've always stood for, is just supporting those who support us, and we really need to double down on that. And honestly, I think if we just go ahead and do that and we show it very clearly to the other exchanges that that's what we're doing, they'll probably come on board as well. But if they don't have to, they won't. So honestly, either way, I think no harm, no foul. If they don't do it, I mean, it's okay. And if they do, I mean, great, they're supporting us. But I don't think it's the end of the world if Coinbase does or does not list, and that's a nice thing. I think that we just got to continue doing what we're doing, building, looking at data. And yeah, I think what you guys are saying with this 6-month period is a good idea. Like there's obviously so many variables and factors with this. It's impossible to really even analyze them all. And I think time will really tell with the 1.2% burn tax. There's been tons of rumbles around, even some of the Terra rebels devs, they're wanting to reduce the tax. They think it would be good for the chain. But yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it's too early. And it's just awesome that we can have these conversations. Now, if you guys want to add to that at all, feel free. But if not, I will start adding people on, and then we can get some more questions.
I was just going to say one more thing. There's tons of things in the back end, right, with this development that's going on the blockchain and fixing problems. I do support their opinion on reducing the tax, but I also support what Matt's saying. We need more data. So I feel like from what Demon Monkey said in the Lunc Live today is very impactful on that, because he says there's a way they can do it. And he knows this because he talks to them. Like he talks to Vegas all the time. There's a way to do it without it affecting the applications on the back end and anybody coming on. So if they can implement a fix to where those bugs are fixed, I don't think we're going to have any issues.
Yeah, fantastic point. Ivan, I can see that your hand was just brought up. If you want to speak, feel free, my friend.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention something real quick. Because I don't know if it's possibly been overlooked or maybe just not noted. But in the beginning, where the rise started, you have to take into consideration that was about the time that lunatics tokens started burning, and so everybody started, I remember when that ride started, and I jumped in. I think it was 3 or 4 zeros and a 4. I bought into Lunatics token, and then their first burn was like 200 million. And then so that obviously created some kind of hype, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's going to burn down right away. And so we had that, and then we had the rebels are going to release a new software, or I'm sorry, a new update, and we're going to burn even more. So the hype built from there, and then it kind of died down when Binance was making their decision, and then when Binance jumped on, it kind of went up a little bit more from there. So I think that we missed taking into consideration all of them things at the beginning, which, you know, we shot up to, you know, 0.005. And then, you know, things got pushed back a little bit with the burn tax, and then, you know, it kind of got a little wonky there. But, you know, we do have to take into consideration, you know, the volume that was there. And on top of that, you know, I also want to say that, you know, I don't know where everybody's at. I'm in the US, and getting a hold of the Lunc token is actually pretty hard, and the only CEX that I know that you can buy Lunc tokens with is Kraken. Okay, and Kraken does not support the 1.2% burn tax, but I myself have been sending my Lunc tokens over to the Terra station, and I have recently started staking and, you know, trying to do everything I can on my end, you know, to help. But, you know, you're leaving all the states in the United States out of that burn tax. I think if Binance does add it to Binance US, you know, I think we're going to see a massive difference there. But I just wanted to note that to you. I appreciate your content and everything. I have been watching you and following you for a long time. So, you know, hopefully everything works out for everyone. Thank you for giving me a minute.
Hey man, Ivan, much love, dude. I honestly love it whenever you come on to speak, dude. And yeah, you made a lot of good points. Honestly, like the most amount of price action, like you mentioned, whatever we saw with Terra Luna Classic, was just during like hype announcements, really, right? Like when Binance was interacting with us and that kind of stuff. Like that's when we saw the biggest pumps, and that was before the burn and all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, you're definitely right there, and I think Binance US is a big one. So many US users do not really have full access to, you know, an exchange that burns, and I think that's an excellent point. I think Binance US, I don't see any reason not to. Maybe there's something there that is stopping them. I'm not too sure. If anyone has any insights on that, do let me know. I do see
I'm sure
DST.
it's some type of regulations, Crypto King, that's stopping them from listing on Binance US.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because at this point they have no reason not to. They've obviously kind of leaned into the whole marketing aspect of Luna Classic, and they see the value there. So that does make a lot of sense. But I'm definitely going to look into that some more, just to see if I can get an adamant answer on that. DST, feel free to come up, my friend.
Hi, thanks for bringing me up, Crypto King, and just going back 2 steps in relation to where sometimes we think we're hitting our heads against a brick wall, i.e. Coinbase and Brian Armstrong. A little aside and a little funny point is I can no longer put at Brian Armstrong. He's listening. Trust me, he's listening. He hasn't had much other opportunity than to listen, with virtue of the fact there's not many things that trend with 150,000, and it actually went in excess of 200,000 one day about his company, because he's never had that much free publicity since he started Coinbase. That's the fact of the matter. Now, it might be that we're an annoyance to the guy at this juncture because he's concentrating on his big film, but I still believe that he is listening to us, and I genuinely believe that we don't give ourselves enough credit for the power, and we've discussed this earlier, of the community. The big issue that we've had, and that's why Jerry and I have basically come together fairly quickly. He threw me under the bus by bringing me up and telling me to speak in the last forum, but no, we've come to an agreement that we're going to try and progress something, because we're doing a lot of talking, but there's not a lot of action behind it. At the end of the day, this is a business. It does need cohesive effort and action. Now, in my humble opinion, there's 5 principal areas that we need to concentrate on within what we're doing, which is 1, principally development and the devs, who've done, quite frankly, an amazing, and I can't even imagine how much time and effort, like, these guys and brain power they've expended, because it's way above my level, on doing what they've done. And I'll come back to that in a second, because there's an important point in terms of dissolution of effort and whatever. The second part is PR, getting the good stuff out about us to the wider public, to the crypto market. The third part is marketing, Now, marketing, a lot of people combine marketing and advertising together. They're not. Marketing is the identification of your perfect customer, their needs, etc. And that applies to finding out what your developers that we're going to try and attract onto the chain, what do they want? What are they looking for? The lowest gas fees in town? We've got it. And infrastructure? We've got it. 5 million walleted customers and growing? We've got it. So that's some of the USPs that we've got. Then you've got point 4, which is advertising. Actually taking the group who've identified the marketing elements, put together the USPs and told us all, what we've got. And then the advertising guys go out and they promote our USPs to said customers. And then you've got the final part, which Demon Monkey's already 2 steps, 3 steps down the road with that, and he's spent a lot of time putting that together, which is possibly the thing that's going to bring all this together, is vetting the people. Now, the biggest issue with crypto, and especially people who are coming into crypto, is all the horror stories that exist. Now, if we could become the chain where people know that the people that are developing our chain have been vetted to the nth degree, we're 10 steps ahead of everybody. Now, if we can put those 5 principal parts into a cohesive action where each are working autonomously of each other, but still working with a common goal and communicating with each other, we're on a massive winner, a huge winner. Everyone. I think we fixate a little bit because we on the tax burn and everything else, because we all needed a champion, a goal that everyone could get behind and whatever else, and that's great, and it's brought an amazing community together. But from that, we now need cohesive action to actually take that into a business perspective and move it forward. Now, I've given it a wee bit of thought, and personally, you start with, it's chicken and egg situation, but personally, I think one of the things that we should concentrate on as a community is the people who are holding us up, who are basically the bricks in our wall, and that's the development, the devs, the Terra rebels, the guys who've been doing this pro bono, American expression, free gratis, UK expression. I think we as a community, as opposed to looking at tax burns, who's going to pay what, who's going to take this, who's going to put, and like the initiatives of, the burn wall, let's burn more. I didn't jump on that at all because I knew that the scammers would be out there. I knew they would jump on it, and they did. And that's why you can go back through my entire tweets and you won't find one that supported that. And everything else I've banged out, Coinbase, KuCoin, you name it. I've been putting multiple tweets out about it. But I think the devs need to be the priority here, number one, because I think it's come to the stage now we can't expect these guys to continue holding down full-time jobs and everyone turns to them and what's happening? Why haven't the developers done this? Why haven't they? Not realizing that these guys are literally doing this not as a hobby and probably are working themselves to death. And I think one of the principal things we've got to address very, very quickly is how we give them an incentive to grow and develop this chain in the manner that it could become. That's a personal opinion. Some might agree, some might not, disagree. But I think that's of the projects that Jerry and I are talking about and creating a cohesive but non-autocratic holocracy. And I've taken a crash 1 hour course so far on holocracy or holacracy, and having a devolved, governance of the whole project. But personally, I think the number one thing that we should be looking at before we, the number one block in the wall or number one brick in the wall is creating a more positive environment for the devs and a more constructive environment for the devs, and thinking of ways in which we can support them financially or otherwise to bring other people on board. And then all the other bits fall into place. Your PR, your marketing, your advertising, your vetting will all follow accordingly. That's my humble, and that's all I've got to say. Sorry for taking up so much time, folks.
No, man, no. You had so many excellent points there, and you're 100% right where our priorities should lie. And thank you so much for saying what you said, and thank you for everything that you guys are doing behind the scenes. It doesn't go unnoticed, and that's why I bring you and Jerry on, right? Because you guys have a lot of important stuff to say, and I really appreciate everyone who's here. So, yeah, I think you have a really great point with focusing more on the developers, because yeah, I don't think I think most, maybe not everyone knows this actually, but I mean these developers, like, they're putting insane amounts of time into this, and a lot of them are not compensated at all for really the time, right? And that's really difficult because these guys are immensely talented and so intelligent, right? Like these people are way more intelligent than I'll most likely ever be in my entire life, and I'm okay admitting that because I have a whole different skill set. And it's really important that we do go ahead and we make sure that these guys, they have incentive to stay. Because there's nothing stopping these guys from no longer working with us on this. And that's one thing that we do have to remind ourselves of. The developers do make this all possible for us at the end of the day to continue pushing through and getting amazing updates on and pushing through the blockchain in a way that's best for the entire community here. So yeah, you're 100% right in what you're saying, DST. And Jerry, I see you have your hand up. Feel free to come up, my friend.
So yeah, DST was mentioning marketing. I think we do pretty darn good, at least in the Twitter space and on YouTube and everything, with a business to consumer marketing, right? B2C. But what we're kind of lacking in is B2B, like the business development side. Now, that has kind of started. It has. But we really need people to start reaching out to projects that we like, not just, I mean, I know once we start going, they will come. I get it. If we build it, they will come, just like Field of Dreams. But on the same side of the token, we got to actually be actively going out there and getting the name in all these guys' ears, all these people that have these wonderful things that we could, benefit from. And they could benefit from a huge community like this, right? It's a win-win situation for them. We need to start building those relationships, because even if they give us a no, someday it's going to be a yes. And we need to have a Rolodex of all these other projects and all these other developers that are there's lots of good developers out there. So I think the B2B marketing side is very, very important. And it's not necessarily something that's going to cost a lot of money. It's just people talking to people and getting those relationships built, because marketing is more about building relationships than it is about spending a ton of money on a jumbotron in New York. So I think if we do this holocratic governance, which essentially is there's no top-down model. It's all based on cooperation, and it really fits into the model of decentralized finance, because it's a decentralized way of governance. Now, what's the biggest thing that you kind of in a regular corporation or a regular business organization, you run into walls all the time. You have to ask your supervisor for permission to do something. You have to go, it has to go up to the higher chain man and keep going up. And then they have a long meeting about it and they talk about it. And like maybe 6 months later, something happens. Crypto is too fast for that. In a holacracy, each group has the autonomy to make their own decisions. And they can come out, and if any other group has an issue with their decision, that's when they address it. And it's really simple. So like I can like break it down to the simplest form here. Just imagine and pretend that every single person in every single group uses paper. We don't use paper. But I'm using that as an example. There's only so much supply or paper in the supply room. But if everybody needs 100 sheets of paper, but we only have 1,000 and we have 20 teams, we're going to have to figure out who needs it the most. And we're going to have to disseminate it and order it appropriately so that everyone is satisfied and they can meet their goals. So by saying that, like we come out with a proposal or somebody else comes out with a proposal, the marketing side or the B2B side and all that other kind of stuff, we're going to be stepping on each other's toes a little bit, but we're not held back. We're not hitting brick walls trying to go all the way up to the CEO and go through 5 levels of management before we can actually get something accomplished. We're making decisions and we're communicating, and we have a centralized location for the communication, but we're not centralized. We're decentralized, because every single team can make their own choice and make their own decisions and move forward and take action. But if somebody recognizes that your action affects their action, then those agendas kind of collide a little bit, and there needs to be some talk about that, and then you fix it, and then you move on. You find out what's a win-win between those two groups, because the end goal is the goal of every single group. That final vision, getting to where we want to go, that's everybody's ultimate goal. But everybody else, like the devs, I don't need to know everything they're doing. I really don't. I trust that they're doing the right thing. I do what I do in my little groups. Me and Crypto, yeah, we belong to one of the market groups that developed mass market as well. And I belong to this organizational leadership group that we're developing, and we're doing this for the benefit of the whole project so that we can improve communication across the board. And I think that's really going to benefit. And we can even get to a point where we're doing press releases, and that'll get the word out as well. So it's like, hey, we never heard of you. And I was like, well, we did a press release on Bloomberg. And we don't have to say somebody from Bloomberg wrote an article about us. We can say we wrote the article, but we published it on Bloomberg so that you could go look at it, right? And we can continue to do that. Eventually, we're going to get noticed. Eventually, we're going to get interviewed, from TV personalities or stuff like that, but not necessarily us. It could be Ed. It could be somebody else. Who knows who it's going to be, right? But maybe Demon Monkey someday is going to be representing the Luna Classic community in an interview, because he's pretty good at explaining everything. He's got a really good eagle's eye view of what's going on in the entire community. That's kind of a gift, and I think he's really humble. He doesn't want those props, but that's very unique, and I know why he does have that. He's got a lot of experience in business and running multiple businesses at the same time. But having somebody with those skills and having the people in the right place, right? So for me, in the right place, I think I'm good in the right place in the groups that I'm currently in. And I'm just here to support. And I feel like everybody in the community wants to do something. And us in this organization are necessarily paid like an employee, but we're working for our bags. So get involved and do what you can to work for your bags, because the harder you work for your bags, the closer you're going to get to that dream of, why are we doing this? And I do it free because I see the end goal.
Yeah, that's beautiful, my friend. Absolutely. And I know that you're going to be working on like visual examples of what you guys are building. I know we talked about this a little bit. So when that is available, if you don't have it available yet, let me know and we'll make sure to share it and get the word out there so people can fully understand and be aware of what we're doing here. Because, yeah, obviously alignment and community representation, I think, are two things that have a lot of room for improvement, and that's going to obviously help a lot with that. So I'm all for everyone that's building. And DST, I see you have your hand up, my friend. Feel free to chat.
Yeah, sorry to interject. It was just to say, in support of what Jerry was saying as well, that it's still very much a democracy, not an autocracy, and that's the whole part of this holocratic way of management, etc. It's not having to worry about having to get a decision agreed by a CEO 20 steps above you, etc., etc. But I'm doing this for one reason only, that I'm a firm believer in the saying. I said it on, you'll probably hear me saying it again because it's one I've used a lot in my lifetime. A rising tide lifts all ships. And if we're all working with the same endeavor and the same goal, which is to basically make Lunc a success that we all know it can be, we'll all benefit. From the smallest bag holder to the bull being sorry, I forget his tag, BNB bull or whatever, who's holding whatever, humongous amount of coin. I think my bag is reasonably big, but it's dwarfed by comparison to what he's holding. But no, very much one of the other key points I think here as well. Jerry and I spoke in an early, very small space this morning. And I'd sat quietly on a few things, and we resonated. What he was saying really resonated. What had been said the previous evening really resonated with me. But actions speak louder than words, folks. And that's the big differential here. We spoke about this morning, and we're already doing something now. And that's the way that we've all got to view it. Unless we could talk and we can sit and we can spend 5 hours a day on a which some people can afford that time, other people can't, but the reality is, unless we all put shoulder to the plow, nothing's going to happen, But I firmly, I'm 100% positive that what Jerry's instigating is Jerry's instigated it, not me. I hasten to add, I won't take the credit for it, but I'm happy to put my shoulder behind the plow.
I love that, my friend. I love that. And hey, guys, let me help you guys where I can as well. You know, you already know I'm going to market the fuck out of whatever you guys are building. So just bring it to me and I'll make sure people know about it. So just putting that out there for everyone who's building anything on Terra Luna Classic. I'm looking at it all, no matter what it is, whether it's an NFT collection, whether, you know, we have a massive new project that's going to completely revolutionize the way that we look at Luna Classic, whatever it may be, right? I'm there. I'm talking about it on YouTube, Twitter Spaces, Twitter, you know, everywhere. So I want to throw that out there. But Ivan, love you, man. Come on up again. I just see you've had your hand up for a minute, so feel free.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick, and it's along the lines of you know what Jerry and DST were talking about, and you know I've been in the and I'm going to use this as an example, but I've been in the building industry for 24 years. I've been doing construction. I owned my own business for 14 years. When I started out, I had a pickup truck, and I took that pickup truck and I went and did jobs. I loaded my tools in the half cab, and you know, I built things from there. And you know, my point in this is that, you know, one man can go build a house, okay, and you know he can easily put the frame up and, you know, do the windows and the plumbing and everything. But you know, I got to a point in business where I was working on multi-million dollar developments, okay, and you know, so you at that point you need people, okay, you don't need a crew, you need a workforce. You need people that know how to do this, know how to do that, and know how, you know, you need a plumbing guy, you need a drywall guy, you need a paint guy, you need finishers, you need deckers, you know, you need all of that. And, you know, with what they were saying, you know, I kind of put it into a different context. But you know, one man can build a house, but it takes an entire team to build a development. And, you know, that's, you know, it's crazy to me. But, you know, you have to have people that you can trust to go in and do your plumbing. You have to have people that you can trust to go in and do your framing. And without that, then you're constantly going, okay, what's going on? What's going on? And you have to go to the head guy. And if you have to keep running to the head guy, that puts the workforce behind on what they are trying to get completed. All of a sudden, you know, you're running behind on the dates, you know, where you should be running. And, you know, that's all I wanted to add. You know, I'll cut it short. I know you got a whole show going on here. But I appreciate your time, Crypto. You know, Jerry, Matt, Lunc B, DST, I don't know you. I feel I will soon. And I do feel your pain, man, because Jerry, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, said, hey, you know, why don't we set up some multilingual spaces? And I said, hey, you know what? I can help with that. You know, I got a team of, you know, 30,000 followers, you know, on one of my Facebook pages, and they're from all around the world. And he's like, all right, well, why don't you help out with that? Well, hey, that's what I did, and we're getting them going. So I appreciate everybody. You know, it takes an entire workforce to build a development. So let's keep rocking, guys.
Let's keep rocking. I absolutely love that. Yeah. And I think it's really important for us all to really understand our place and continue working hard in our own respective fields to make sure that, you know, there's no confusion as well. And I think we're already doing a fantastic job at doing that. You know, everyone's kind of, you know, we're building new things. So people are finding their place every single day in this community. And that's a beautiful thing. And whether you're just a community member that's, you know, taking part and just, you know, being part of these spaces and listening, or you're actually building some form of business on the blockchain itself, or, you know, you're doing something in development, like your time is appreciated, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And my main goal is to bring as much awareness to that as possible, so that people are fully aware of what's being built and what's coming to fruition behind the scenes. And I'm going to continue doing that, right? Because there's so many amazing people here doing so much work, and it all deserves some attention. I think I'm going to start bringing on some more people to talk, unless you guys have anything else you want to add. Matt's Market, Jerry, GST, Lindsay, Burn Army, all you guys, feel free to come up and speak. But if not, I'll bring some more people on for questions, etc.
I just had one super quick thing to add, and it's just the notion of cooperation over competition. And I think that that's really the key. So, you may have, like, as an example, right, in the YouTube space, you're going to have a lot of YouTubers that are there working on this project. It's, and I'm not suggesting you guys are in competition with one another or anything of that nature. What I'm saying is that we all have to think about cooperation over competition. It's not, like DST said, we're working for our bags. And at the end of the day, the goal of the project is for the blockchain to succeed. So, there's likely going to be as these different teams are forming, there's an audit team. There's a marketing team that's going to be put together, a sales team for like business to business. Hopefully one day there'll be accounting that keeps everybody honest and makes sure that we're the most transparent blockchain, that even the most ardent fudders that are out there, that they become supporters one day. Like, wouldn't it be wonderful if those guys were like, oh my gosh, this blockchain is the best thing I've ever seen. I was wrong, like, they are really amazing. And so I think that, if people who have a certain skill set, in the professional world, in business, I can't promise, and I'd suggest that we're all working for the amount we hold, but if they can volunteer anytime or assist, that's good. And the other thing I was going to say, in the notion of its cooperation over competition, is really communicating with one another, and just like, if something gets out and a lot of hype is thrown at it, reach out to the audit team and say, hey, do you guys know about this new product that's wanting to come out? Hey, I saw this opportunity. What a great idea it would be. Does anybody know somebody that works at this exchange or with this new protocol that's coming online on that blockchain? Hey, someone in the sales group or marketing groups, can you guys reach out to them? So I think it's really cooperation and a team working together, pushing this whole thing forward at once. And I think if we really organize effectively, like I said, the pay is the bag you have, and if you can add more, great. But if anybody can volunteer, reach out to the folks, let's get everybody involved and push this thing forward. I think we will all be shocked where we end up in 3 to 5 years.
I 100% agree. I think there's so much that we have yet to accomplish, and this is literally just the start. And every single time that we accomplish something big, I'm like, guys, this is just the start. Like it really is, because there's so much that is yet to be done. And I look forward to every single moment of that. And I see this as something that I'm involved in for years. I'm not just coming in and out because, there's a little bit of clout or whatever, like I'm here because I believe in the builders, the people that are here every single day working hard. And I'm one of those people. And I know you guys are all in here. I see you guys grinding on Twitter Spaces all the time. And that's awesome. And now you guys are doing a lot more behind the scenes as well, which I absolutely love to see. So yeah, we're going to continue just driving forward and working collectively and getting people in the right spots to provide value. Now I see Said Marwan. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but I see you have your hand up. Come up.
Said, brother. Said.
Sorry, my friend.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for holding this space. And just want to say, I watched some video of you. Even I am not like fan of YouTube, but I watch and I see that I can feel as a psychologist that you have a good passion for this project. So I applaud you for that, brother, and just keep doing your work. That's how it should be. How I visualize this community, it is like a hive of bees, and every crew working and doing a job in like similar, they say it in parallel. In French they call it parallel, similar with the other team. Okay, so that's really what gives the strength to this community and to this project. That's the first thing. Second thing, what I want to say, I'm not really in with this talk about, yeah, 1 week let's bring the burn tax, the second week let's drop it down, or let like eliminate it. No, 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 no. That's it. We do one step, leave that step working. Okay, let that's working. That thing. Then yesterday I was talking with the in a space that Damon Monkey was holding, and he really come with a good idea, and I agree totally, and with Luna Burn as well, and Jerry and all the guys, to create like a community wallet that's like attached to the pool, or we use the pool, and we all that we do like weekly or monthly or like fortnightly. We send, if we want amount of coin that we will send it to burn, we are not going to burn it. We send to that wallet, and we buy like some sort of asset like Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. So we profit in two sides. First, we are building or accumulating an asset for the blockchain that we can like fund a new project, and we can find the developer, and we can find the blockchain, and we can find even the marketing team, and we can find the public team, we can find everything. Why we are burning? We are burning just like just a waste of thing. We grab, we do like we send it to the pool, or to what do you call it, the fucking community wallet, let's call it community wallet, and we say, all of us, I don't mind. Look, and people, they are talking about 1 point something percent. Guys, if you've been in the crypto industry like since 2007 or 2006 or whatever, guy, we've been paying 20% for some shit coins, and we never say nothing. Okay, 20% fees. Imagine that for some shit coins. So 1 point something percent, that's fucking nothing, guys. That's fucking nothing. That's just beginning. Okay, it is one brick that we lie it down, leave it there. Leave it there. We cannot like, okay, developer doing their work. Okay, let's come return to them. To 1.2, it is too much. And you go to the developer, you will drive them nuts. You will drive them nuts. The coding guys, the coding language, it is something that like people, you will drive people nuts. Change this. No, just leave it there. And we think about something else. Okay, we buy new assets. We keep building this blockchain. And trust me, guys, I say it like 20 days ago, and they will say it again. We are going to put this blockchain on top 10. No doubt about it. We see the energy and the collective work that it is done, and it is going on, and the amount of teams and the amount of volunteer people that they want to work in this blockchain, or with this blockchain, or for this blockchain for free. You know, and you heard everyone talking about it. That's it. You know, psychologically, you know that there is something there. As there is a proverb in French, they say, I don't know if il y a quelque chose qui cloche. Il y a quelque chose qui cloche, which means there is something there, and there is, and this something, it is not negative, it is positive, and it is good, it is healthy. Because now, yeah, we're working organically. We're working organically. Everyone is like volunteer to do something. And guys, just want to say, I am with you in everything. Okay, I don't want to be in any team. I don't want to do it, but I am with you in anything. And if you want, if you vote for to burn like 50% from my assets, I will fucking do it. Not burn it, send it to a community wallet to help the guys, because I don't believe in someone working without getting paid. I don't want to do that. I want, if someone do the job, get paid for it. Yes, we are fighting for our bugs, but there is guys that they are working for us. They are developing for us. They are doing the coding for us. Okay, we want to help them. We want to give them like some sort of compassion payment for them. Okay, to keep them motivated, and we leave them in their space doing the code. If a proposal comes, we will vote for it, and we will hand it to them. But that's it. Stop talking about that 1%. We've been paying like over 20% for some shit coins, guys. That's it. And the project, it is successful, and it is going to be more successful than this. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your work and I appreciate your passion. And yeah, together we are going to do it. We are going to do it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your passion, brother.
Hey, you as well, man. I can feel the passion too. Yeah, I can really sense that you're 100% here, brother, and I really appreciate everything that you had to say. Jerry, I think you had your hand up first, my friend. So if there's anything you want to talk about, feel free to come out.
Yeah, I'm always looking for talent in the community, and I'm going to call somebody out. Sam, he's down there listening with his skull face and his fire background on his profile. So I want to know a little bit more. I know you told me a little bit about your background, but I want a little bit more because when we get the leadership organization team together, we're going to place you somewhere, and we're going to. And I know you might not have a lot of time. Just do what you can. We'll have another group where you fit in because I know you have some skills that you can bring to the table. Watch out, guys. You don't want to work. Stay away from me. I'm just joking.
I love that, man. I love that. DST, come on. I saw you had your hand up too for a while.
Just a really quick one, and it goes back to, I love Saeed. I've listened to him on a few calls, and the guy's my kind of guy. He's passionate. And no, I'm not part of the Moroccan secret police side. I'm part of the Scottish secret police. But anyway, the long and short of it, what he said about burning, we've got 5 million wallet holders. I don't know if this is a practical suggestion or not, but on a very simple arithmetical basis, if each person gave up 1,000 Lunc, which equates to present value about 26 UK pence, or in dollars, probably about 35 cents, something along those lines, we would raise 5 billion Lunc. That, to me, would automatically put a nice little pot into a pool for the dev team, as I discussed earlier. Now, to me, I can't see anyone under the government's proposal. We make the proposal, we put it through. I'll even pay for the proposal. I'm happy to do it. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. But I don't think many people would balk at the idea of losing 1,000 Lunc, even the smallest bag holder at this juncture. Just a suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, I see no reason not to do it. I mean, this is definitely something we can talk about and propose because, yeah, I mean, 1,000, yeah, if everyone does it, it makes a massive difference for the devs. And I mean, the devs make this all possible for us, right? I'm on board. I'm 100% on board. I do want to give our boy Mustafa with the classic crypto profile picture a chance to speak. So feel free to come up, my friend. I know you've been waiting for a hot minute.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. Yeah, I think I did that courtesy of a classy giveaway just a few minutes ago. He dropped a giveaway post that if you use his profile for 72 hours, you have the chance to win a Luna Classic of $500. And if you check your DM, I think I sent him a DM as well, and I also sent you to a DM as well, the Crypto King. Yeah, that's one aside. And I have two things to say here. I think I'm very impressed by what I've listened to so far, and even by going through your tweets, I see in fact the community is very impressive, and you can see how a lot of how the lunar tracking has been trending for the past few days. In fact, even the last person, Mr. Saeed Maroon, that's just spoke now, I want to commend you for that powerful speech. Indeed, is a very powerful one. You made a lot of sense there. I really appreciate the community for what they are doing, especially Mr. Classy. The bull BNB is not here. I do follow every of their tweets whenever they talk about the Lunar Classic. You know, it's a very important community, and and I wish the project, and I wish the project a very what do you how do you guys say with it? Okay, lunar to the loons to the moon, right? Yeah, I wish it to moon very soon, so that we could all smiling. And lastly, I just have to be honest to myself. I think if you check your DM, crypto king, you see I sent you a DM, even though it's an unsolicited DM. I'm very sorry for that. I I have a very small crypto portfolio, and I'm doing this to like I just want to put it out on myself. I see it's like a job opportunity for me. If anyone here maybe listening, either the among the listeners or those who are speaking, could carry me along. Maybe for example, if there is a project we would like to promote, give me an opportunity to promote that project as well, and maybe get me paid. Get me paid, no matter what it is. At least whatever I do, I did like getting something out of it. So that is an appeal I realize. I want to be carried along. I know what crypto has done to what cryptocurrency has done to the life of so many people out there. I also want my own life to be changed as well. And and I believe that cryptocurrency is all about being patient. When a new project, either old project or on ground, you have to be patient for that project to do well, so that you also succeed with it. And I'm very sure I you understand where I'm heading to. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. Thank you very much.
Hey, bro. Yeah, thanks for coming on. I'll check out your DM, and I'll get back to you. I do get so many message requests, so I do apologize for anyone who's here who has DM'd me. If I'm not like following you, it doesn't really even show up for me. So I will take a look at that, my friend, and we'll get to talking there as well. And I know you had been requesting to speak for quite some time, and feel free to come on up if you have anything to say. Yeah, the floor is yours.
And your mic. Turn your mic on.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. I was just in the Saitama. Sorry for my voice. Saitama Twitter space, and I asked why so many people are having in their names Saitama and Lunc. Because before we started to be a little bit more be a bit before we started trending on Twitter, they didn't use Lunc in their names. So I was asking, are you putting Lunc behind your names because you want to lift off the publicity and the lifting of Lunc? And then I got a strange answer about mathematic, and I thought we decided not to go together with mathematic. Isn't that right?
So Saeed, you've heard me speak enough about this. Can you speak to this in your most passionate way about mathematic, or do you want me to take it?
If you want me to take it, brother, I can do it. They are fucking dead. And when you see someone trying to jump on your back, there is two things. If he is dead and you want him to carry back like to the fucking morgue to be taken away to be buried, or he want to jump, he feel that he will get like drowned in a fucking waves of in the ocean, and he jump on your back so you can save him. There is no way than that. Okay, so people, they see that this fucking community is alive and it is strong and it is like going on in a steady and very strong step, and they want to jump in it. So I will say it. Sorry for the kids, sorry for the ladies. I will say they can do what the fuck they want. Okay, and we are going, and we will keep going. Okay, there is no room for scammers. There is no room for people that they are bringing like some bullshit project to bullshit people. We are in this community transparent as water, and we are discussing with each other as family and brother and sisters. That's it. That's our strength. Thank you so much. I will give you the mic. Thank you, Crypto. Thank you, Luna. And thank you for all the guys.
Thanks,
Man,
Saeed.
I love Saeed, guys. I love him so much. Saeed just says the stuff that I can't say, but like people are thinking to a certain degree. So like, I fucking, I just love that about him so much. Thank you so much, Saeed, for saying that.
So, and does that answer your question?
Well, not totally. So, we are not going to do anything what's related to Saitama at the moment.
Well, here's the thing. They're marketing towards you guys, right? They're not on the blockchain. So when they do their private sale, they will use our tags and they will try to get you guys to buy their NFTs and all that other kind of stuff. They may actually produce something that's on someday. There's been red flags in the audit. We've been transparent about that. It's going to be posted in a Discord for everyone to look at, to do your own research. The research is essentially going to be completely done for you by the whole entire community on every other project that comes out. Ultimately, you got to make your own decision whether you're going to put money in or not. But now there's going to be a nice location for you to go and say, what about this one? And you can go in there and check it out. And if you want to throw a couple, coins that way, I mean, you can. But I mean, I'm not going to put any money in it personally. And there's a lot of people that won't recommend it. I do not recommend it at all. And if you want your answer to why these Saitama people are putting Lunc on the back of their names or in the front of their names, it's because we have something they don't, and that's unity. Their community is broken in very many different subgroups. It's ridiculous. And all you have to do is sit in one of their AMAs or whatever to figure that out, or sit into another space where their devs aren't controlling who's talking. Because I guarantee if you came up to one of their spaces and you asked a question that was too difficult for them to answer because there's something that you were curious about that they were doing wrong, you'd get booted off the panel. That doesn't happen here. We want to solve problems.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better, Jerry. 100%. And I just want to speak to my experience on that a little bit as well. I feel more comfortable talking about this now, but when I was earlier on in my content creation journey, I did join a Saitama space, and I asked a very reasonable question. I was just asking people why they were not open to questions that maybe weren't exactly what they wanted to hear at the time, right? And that was enough for them to start dissing me out, and it kicked me off of the space right away, instantly. No questions asked. I just asked a very open-ended question, like, "Hey guys, why aren't you open to different ideas or just things outside of what you guys are immediately talking about?" And that was enough for them to just kick me off completely, right? So I think that speaks volumes to just how open they are to conversation as a whole, in my experience. Now, I will say there definitely are other people's experiences out there, but yeah, I'm personally steering clear of that community, and I don't really want Luna Classic to be associated with it for that reason, because I view us as a very open community where we can share our ideas, our thoughts, and I don't want that to change to any capacity. And I really hope that we can continue having conversations the way that we are right now. I don't want anything to come in between that and the movement and the vision that we have. So that's my two pieces there. I think Matt's Market, you had your hand up for a second. If you do want to speak, feel free, my friend.
Yeah, give me 1 second. It's kind of loud where I'm at. I'll be right back.
All good, all good. Let's see. And I know you were speaking there for a second. If you had anything else to add on to the whole Saitama, the buck, all that stuff, feel free to speak as well.
Yeah, well, I wasn't kicked off the Twitter space, and my answers were pretty kindly answered. Lucas was also there, I saw, and some other people from here. But they were traveling around the answer. I can say it in no other ways. The answer was not directly. It was a little bit around the answer, and then finally the answer came. So yeah, I've my questions about Saitama at this moment also. So I wouldn't be very happy if we going on something related to them. I'm happy we don't at the
Yeah, no,
moment.
I'm really glad that you brought it up, Anne, for sure, because this is honestly something that I've been thinking about for quite some time because I have been seeing it circulating, and I'd be lying to you guys if it wasn't a concern of mine, just based off of my personal experience. So thank you for bringing that up. Jerry, yeah, feel free, my friend.
I just wanted to say that, there may be some people in the Saitama community listening. The community is amazing. And guess what? If you're feeling bad over there and it's not exactly the way you want it to go, you're always welcome to come over here and be a part of this. And we'll always listen to what you have to say. We're not going to boot you off the panels. If we don't have an answer to your question, we'll try to figure it out. So we're transparent over here, and we're trying to protect everybody. Obviously, it's a decentralized blockchain, so there's going to be some time where people will be able to launch tokens, but if they don't have the Luna Classic KYC button on their profile, or if they don't have the audit button on their profile, then I guess you'll know that you need to go to that Discord and check what's going on with them, and then you can make your decision. We're not going to say, I can say with certain projects, don't trust it, watch out, right? I can say that, and I can give my opinions on projects that I love. But at the end of the day, the decision is all on you, and you got to support what you feel the most comfortable supporting. And I always encourage people, if you're doing any investments in cryptocurrency, invest in what you know. And if you don't know what the heck it is, figure it out. And if you still don't know what the heck it is, do not invest. You got to figure out what it is. You have to find your niche in crypto. I invest in gaming tokens, and I invest in blue chips, and I used to invest in meme coins, but I don't really invest in meme coins anymore because they're full of promises, broken ones. Do they moon? Yes. Can you make money? Yes. But I'm not going to throw huge bags in their direction ever, just because I want to be in something real. And we're in a very good spot. So this is my play. This is my main play for 2022 right here.
Oh yeah, buddy. You know what they say? They say bears are for builders, right? And that's what we're doing right now. We're building, and we have utility, and we're providing that. And that's where I think you should be in a bear market, is a blockchain that has amazing utility, an amazing community, and a bunch of like-minded people that are coming together to some common goal. And I think Luna Classic has all of that, and that's why I'm so happy to be part of this. And I think you couldn't have said it any better, Jerry. So thank you for that. Now,
I just wanted, sorry, Crypto King. I just wanted to jump in real quick with a thought before you. I'm sure you want to jump down to the next speaker. One of the things I wanted that I think is super important too, and I was talking about the communication between the different groups, is for you guys that are on the influencers, particularly. I think it's even the most important. You have lots of followers, the YouTube folks, the people with lots of followers on Twitter and so on. You're going to see different folks announce things. I would suggest check in with the auditing team before you tweet their stuff, or before you share it, or before you post it on YouTube, because we all get excited, right? And I've been guilty of it too. I've retweeted stuff, and then I look back and I go, oh, I better delete that tweet. Once you look into it. So I just suggest to everybody, really do your research. The audit team is really done a lot of work. It's hundreds of hours that has gone into vetting the folks that have approached the blockchain. And by the way, some of them they don't even approach. They just tweet. They just tweet announcing something's coming. Well, they didn't talk to anybody. And some you wouldn't believe they even say that they've coordinated with Terra rebels, and Terra rebels like, oh, who are you guys? So I think it's really going to be important that to check in first, especially for the influencers that hit a lot of people, because once and I should add just one quick thing to add really quick is if you see somebody tweeting something that hasn't some new exchanges out there, right? Like there was one the other day that everybody was excited about, or lithosphere as an example burning 2.5 trillion coins, or the list goes on, right? If you see that and you see people tweeting about it, we can politely as a community just say, hey, this hasn't been vetted yet, be careful, and then that way it stops. Like really we're just trying to protect people from we want people to invest in Luna Classic, and we want legitimate projects. We don't want people to lose their money.
That's wonderful, man. I really appreciate that. Do get me in contact with the auditing team, because that takes a lot of burden off of my shoulders. So I'm not in contact yet. This DM, I'll make sure that literally everything on my platform is 100% legit, and we'll go through those sources. Because yeah, I mean, I think we've all made that mistake at least once, and it's always something that we regret, right? It's just one of those things where we obviously want to do the best for our community and everyone who's here, and make sure that everything that we put out is 100% legit. Jerry, I'll go to you, and then we'll go down and let some other people speak.
So, Crypto King, meet Lunc Burn Army. He's on the auditing team.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, humble man. Okay, Lunc Burn Army. There it is. Okay, we'll be talking after. I appreciate that. So yeah, Mustafa, I guess we'll bring you back up again, my friend. You had your hand up for a minute here, and then we'll get to some of the new speakers.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the opportunity again. Yeah, I just want to confirm whether Madam Annie is totally convinced by by the answer Jerry gave her. I just want to hear our opinion on that, because it's really, really important for her to be really convinced, because the community here is a very transparent and an easygoing community. There is no room for scam, as is being portrayed out there, and we just want to be sure. So I want her to speak if she's convinced by the answer given to her by Mr. Jerry. Thank you very much.
And did you fall asleep?
No. I have to cough.
Sorry for that. Sorry.
No worries. Yes, I was. The answer was totally clear to me. Thank you for answering me. It was clear to me. Is that what you wanted to hear?
That's what he asked.
Yeah, I guess we got
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Okay, great. We're all on the same page, and that's awesome. Okay. I think so. We have Jersey Lucy. I know I just brought you on. You requested to speak for quite a minute. So if you had any questions or you wanted to mention anything, feel free to come up.
Hey, Jerry, you haven't seen the CCP police floating around, huh?
Oh, no, please no.
No, we can't bring them up. Crypto King, I'll let you know if some trolls come in. This is kind of a serious space, so we don't need that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I do appreciate that. You just give if they're requesting this. I guess you can't see if they're requesting, but just let me know if you see someone, and I'll be sure not to.
No, I mean, not yet. I don't recognize anybody right now, but I'll let you know.
Hey, just a quick note. I added the link to the lithosphere state-of-the-art head office up above. So you guys can check that out if you like.
Yeah, no, it's a big corporation, as we can clearly tell. They're capable of burning 2.5 trillion Luna Classic. No, definitely not, guys. Definitely do your research, right? This is why. This is things like this. You look at the Google images and you can see. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're not 100% there. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Be careful.
Their office is 1 square foot, post office box. They're saving a lot of money on energy and lighting and all that kind of stuff. So very, very green company. So they care about the environment.
They're saving to burn that 2 point. Yeah, literally. I guess they're all working from home.
It's in Seattle if anybody wants to visit them. The mailbox, etc. There's lots of cardboard there if you need any cardboard for sending your Amazon packages. Anyway, I'll let you move on to the next speaker. I'm just trying to have some fun.
No, I appreciate that, man. It's pretty funny, and it's good to raise awareness about that too, because that was definitely something. That was one of those things, like we're saying, that was circulating around Twitter for quite some time, right? And yeah, it's good that we can clear the air on that. So let's see. I just brought up Oscar, Mr. Ramos. If you want to speak, my friend, feel free. Nice to have you up here. Those things, like we're saying.
How you doing, everybody? And welcome. I have an amazing community right now watching us here on YouTube. Thank you, Crypto King, for the opportunity, and thank you, Matt, Jerry, DST, and everyone. Sorry, because I'm trying to control live and everything, but I just wanted to say that I'm learning a lot. Thank you for the opportunity, and let's keep this going. I loved. Thank you, DST. I'm just seeing LUNC Burn Army, Jerry, Matt. Man, you guys are awesome, and the entire community right here on YouTube is listening. We're all learning. Crypto King, of course, you are the main YouTuber, and that's incredible. Lead this thing, bro. And we're watching you. We're learning a lot, and man, just having fun. We're doing really good so far. And I think in a couple of years, if we don't reach the moon, well, at least some of the stars, whatever it is, we just kind of have to give a bunch of utility and a bunch of great things for this one. So slowly but surely, guys. Thank you very much for the time.
That's awesome, Oscar. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. I do see Oscar's on YouTube as well, guys, and he does make videos, and he does a great job of really bringing forward good information. So I do recommend checking him out if you guys haven't seen him yet. And of course, bringing awareness to other communities outside of this is always an awesome thing, and he's doing a good job at that. So thank you for that, Oscar. I really do appreciate that, and that's why I wanted to bring you on, just to say thank you. Because that's really important. And yeah, just another example of another person hard at work for the Luna Classic community, guys. We have so many wonderful people here. So yeah, let's give a shout out to all of them and support them as much as we can.
Hey, Oscar, are you live right now?
Oh, I think he might have stepped down or something, but okay, I'll get someone else on as well here. There's a lot of people requesting to speak now, so let's get Luke Michigan on. Add you as a speaker. Feel free to come up and say whatever, my friend.
Hello. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I will wait for.
No, go ahead. You can come speak.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of new to Twitter Spaces, but I've been in the crypto space, primarily building stuff, for about 2 years now. And what I want to do is, we did it before in the Hodge community. So we did a split price pool between different communities, and my thought now would be like we could do one with, like, let's say
You have one team. It could be Rocket League, it could be Dota, it could be anything. So you would have a split prize pool with different coins from different communities. Everything will be burned, some percent, and everybody get exposure. And
yeah, okay. Woof. That's a long life, my friends. So I just wanted to pause a little bit. Because I'm in on Twitter, I just realized that there's a delay. So here, when we're listening, it's delayed to my phone. So that's why I was like, oh wow. So I need to try to pick up, right? But it was a little bit tough. But anyway, I hope you guys like what I had to say. We're pretty much, just letting people know that we're here. And it's fun. It's fun, guys. You wasted your time. That was for sure. But I mean, just kind of going over a couple of things that we're listening, everybody, because it's been a while. I'm gonna go ahead and put up the price here. And let me see. I still have this on. Okay, now I'm gonna put this one here. There you go. So there it is. Okay, so this is the 1 minute. Of course, want to change it to the at least 15 minutes. So doesn't look that bad in the 15 minutes. That looks pretty good. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming in, everybody. We just heard an hour and a half of this entire Twitter space hosted by Crypto King. At the end, you heard me speaking, and like I said, it was kind of like technical difficulties, but it was good. Is that the Oscar pump? Who knows, right? Guys, here's the deal, everybody. We just heard a bunch of different things. There's a lot of community unity. I just did 3 or 4 questions, and people want to see, number one, they know that we're the OG. Saitama and all any other, not even Dogecoin, I believe so, has the the movement that we have right now. Secondly, people, for the most part, and this is neck and neck, people want to see reduction of the tax burn percentage for more volume increase. Now, I know this kind of creates two sides, right? But I made a poll, and that's what the poll said. But I'm sure that that's going to be discussed later on. That's what they say, 6 months. And number 3, burning. That's really what we are all in agreed to, right? Burning the most. So we need to keep holding this, Ross. That is why I'm putting this live that started pretty rocky at the very beginning, and then it was good, and at the end it was just the audio thing. But we gotta keep being strong, especially on Twitter, and keep being loud. Even though we haven't gotten a response from KuCoin or Coinbase, I'm gonna continue that movement on Twitter and just let people know that we're here strong. Because if we want to see another nice pump before the year ends, honestly, we need to have some of this big news where people, us, the holders, can at least have a nice profit exit strategy and just repeat the process by buying when it dumps, right? Otherwise, we'll stay here for a while in the 302, 303 or so. Obviously, I'm one of those persons that believes that we need to be realistic, right? I am always agreed to that, to be unrealistic. And so far, I love to be very bullish on the utility, the burns, and everybody that it wants to come in to help the community. We just heard an hour and a half of that. So it's exciting. We just wasted 2 hours for no reason. Man, some people here are just want to have that attitude, right? It's okay, guys. It's okay. But anyway, not going to focus on those. Mommy of the Aka, what's going on, brother? I've been seeing you here. Otherwise, my friends, an hour and a half plus almost 2 hours or so, I think that is enough. Go ahead and smash the like button, everybody. Consider subscribing to the channel, turn on those notification bells, and well, I asked you if you were live. I know, but I couldn't reply because I already had dropped the mic to speak. But it was a good long time, and this gets me closer to all the Terra Rebels people and what have you. I consider you a friend of mine to my crypto journey. Thank you so much. Appreciate that a lot, my friend. Well, everybody, there you have it. I made a video earlier today. This is very serious with LUNC. You guys watched it. I do appreciate that a lot. And previously, 24 to 48 hours ago, I made a video saying how dogecoin makes no difference, although in price a little bit, it's gonna be fine. They actually arrested one of the heads of the Terra project, so that is weird, but well, slowly but surely it's gonna get there. You guys have an amazing Thursday. It's time for me just to chill, relax, and eat something delicious. Probably some Chick-fil-A, Cane's. It's gonna be very good. Guys, just relax and enjoy. We're in a bear market. We're in a bear market. Even though Bitcoin, I just see it passing $20,000, we're still here, but we have to be smiling and happy. Thank you for staying here for such a long time. I know it's just about learning. We're not here trying to pump anything. The price is still there for Luna Classic. It was just more for learning, edification, and to have a good time. We always want to have a good time, right? Canes all the way. You guys, God bless you all. Appreciate your comments. Thank you for the donors, and I'll see you next time for the next LUNC video. Peace. Take it easy, everybody. Let's go and have something to eat. Bye, guys. God bless.